Hi, I'm Devorah Roberts.
I'm Ashley Bell.
And we're here reviewing Once Upon a Time, Season 4, Episode 5.
What was it called?
I don't know.
All right. Figure it out later. It'll be in the title, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
All right, so I watched this a few days ago, and she just finished watching this, so she's going to have more fresh, so she's going to go over it, and I'm going to give my comments about how I felt.
So, first off, we're not even doing anything with Fairy Tale Land this episode. We just did a flashback to Emma's past, which reminded me a lot about Lost, which makes sense since this is the producer of Lost and everything.
I didn't
J.J.
know that.
Abrams. I'm pretty sure.
J.J. Abrams is Once Upon a Time?
I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm relatively sure, unless I'm crazy.
I figured he'd be busy doing, like, Star Wars and stuff.
I'm pretty sure he produces it.
I guess he just throws money at it.
It's okay. Someone on the YouTube comments will probably yell at me if I'm wrong, because that's the only reason they would comment. As far as that whole plot line went, I thought it was pretty good. I don't necessarily know how important it was because it really just ended up being, there was one scene at the end of the episode that made it important, and then there was the parallels between that relationship and Regina and Emma's relationship.
It sort of just showed Emma and a little bit more of her story and what she's gone through and her feelings on other people and how they treat her. And it kind of showed her growth that way, but it was all kind of wrapped nicely in one bow in one episode, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So it wasn't like a growth over time, even though it was, because we saw it only introduced in this episode and then ended in this episode. But it was nice to see it related to Regina because obviously as fans we've seen that relationship grow a lot. And it was actually more of Regina's growth in my opinion than Emma's. So that was really cool.
I think as far as Emma's growth went for that plot line, it very much was a, wow, you lied to me, not cool.
Yeah.
Whereas now she's just like, okay, everyone's gonna lie to me. That's the usual. I'm lying to them, they're lying to me. I mean, it's not cool necessarily, but it's happening.
Yeah.
I guess going forward into the episode to Emma and Regina's relationship and how that related, it was a really great focus this episode, and I thought it turned out really well. And I really like how the relationship progressed, even just through the episode concerning the season.
So this is a really small part, but I really, really liked it, and it's when Belle got to babysit the children of Snow and Charming, because I just thought it was just something for Belle to do, even though she barely did anything.
No, I didn't like that part. I was just like, oh, hi, magical MacGuffin Belle, we'll use you when we need you to do something, but you don't actually get a character. You're good.
I just feel like at least they're showing her in any kind of situation outside of being related to Rumpelstiltskin's character. So I know it wasn't much and she didn't even get to say that much, but it did kind of show her in another type of role at least a little bit. And it makes sense for her since for all of what she knows how to do, what she's good at, I feel like that's something she can do. But I would like to see more of her.
That's true. Speaking of Belle, let's go to David and Snow's storyline.
Yeah.
I really like the focus on Snow's growth and how she's trying to get back to her original identity and how she's kind of like, okay, I need to go out on adventures again and I can still be a mom and a person who does things, which I thought was really cool. The whole thing with the knave and them tracking down the knave when he got caught. You're good. I'm in front of the camera. It's not a problem. What was I saying?
Something about the knave.
Oh yeah, so Snow tracking down the knave and then finding out that David didn't actually release the knave, he just kind of got released. Somehow he broke out. I don't know. That's going to have to tie into the storyline somehow. I'm interested to see where they go with it. But other than that, I don't have much to say about that.
I really want to know more about the knave. I didn't watch Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, so I'm kind of interested in his character.
Was he in Once Upon a Time
Yeah,
in
that's where
Wonderland?
he comes from.
Okay, I was wondering because he just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I remember reading it, and so I haven't seen it, but I'm almost positive that's where he's from.
Okay.
And that's why it's okay the way they introduced him. It's less like a random character than it is, let's tie it in with our other kind of series, which makes more sense in my opinion, but I haven't watched it yet. So let me know if I should, if it's worth it, or if I kind of get the gist of him through this.
Yeah.
But
he gets drunk a lot. That's all I get from his character right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of adorably drunk.
maybe something sad happened at the end though. Maybe he's just really sad. Maybe there's like all kinds of stuff we don't even know. What if we're like yelling at him and he has like this awful life? We have no idea. We should watch this together.
Oh my god, we should.
Yeah. But I thought Snow was super cute. I thought she was funny, and it was really, it's good to see her, even though like as like her character as a mother, but also the way they do it is so cool because it's her character as a mother, but also an individual and how they kind of go together.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just like, oh, you're a mother now, that's all you're ever gonna be. They didn't let it be that for like almost any amount of time. They immediately were like, Snow is a big character. She has a lot of stuff to worry about. and they explore that. And I love her relationship with Charming.
I know.
It's just like so cute and perfect, and they're just
especially because they're married in real life and they have an actual baby.
Yeah, it's just like great. So that's a thing.
It's just like actual fairy tale romance.
This episode, it needed more Henry.
Henry, where are you?
Wherefore art thou, Henry? Which means why? Why are you Henry? Why?
We'll see him eventually. I just want to see him with Rumpelstiltskin because that interaction is gonna be hella awesome.
Okay. Anything else?
Juliet, the Snow Queen. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's really obsessed with mirrors. That's what I'm getting so far because.
Oh, okay. So in the original Snow Queen fairy tale, the one by Hans Christian Andersen, the one that Frozen is based off of, it's really about a Snow Queen, and the evil is the mirror. That's the villain. So I think they're taking from that a little bit. I've never actually read it, but this is from what I've gathered. But I'm gonna have to go back and read it and see how they're playing with that, because that's what Hans was supposed to represent in Frozen, because he would mirror whoever he was with, so then they would trust him more.
That's really cool.
So I think that's what they're playing on here. They're taking Frozen and they're taking the original tale and they're kind of mixing the two. So I'm interested to see where they go with it. It's a little confusing.
Yeah, I am interested to see how they're gonna tie it in, if at all, with the Apprentice plotline, and then Regina trying to find the book author plotline, because we have 3 plotlines so far, and the only 2 I see lining up are the Apprentice and the book at some point. I don't really see how the Snow Queen is gonna get into those 2 other plotlines unless it's a case of, okay, the mid-season finale is gonna be taking down the Snow Queen, and then the rest of the season is gonna be about the Apprentice.
Which would be kind of cool because they set it up, and it wasn't like in last season where it was just like, let's do Neverland, and then, okay, suddenly gonna go to Oz, like really, really suddenly.
Yeah, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah, so I feel like if they set it out, it'd be cool. I want to talk about Elsa in this real fast because it wasn't much.
I didn't mind her because she's gotten her accent better. It doesn't sound she's just gotten rid of the American accent at this point, I think, which I think she's Australian.
Okay.
I think she is, and she was trying to find this American accent because Anna's American, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just like, stop, you don't have to. You can go back, do your Australian ways, because you keep slipping, and I just want you to stick with one thing.
Either one, because I would be less taken out of it by that and all kinds of stuff. But I liked her little thing with the fear. Like, to be afraid, but it was kind of like, bleh. I don't know where they're going with it, so I'm waiting for that. But I really want to talk about the Snow Queen at the very end, and what we learned from the end of the videotape.
Oh, that's apparently from the videotape. We learned that Snow Queen Juliet was, I don't actually know her name, was Emma's foster mother.
At one point in time, because she had many.
And she wiped Emma's memories, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, every time they've interacted so far, they've been wiped. So we want to know what's happening, why, and what happened, especially when she was a teenager.
I think it sets up for a really good mystery. I'm really excited for the storyline, because they're handling it pretty well in the last couple episodes. So I'm interested to see how they'll develop that.
All right. So we've talked long enough, I think.
Wait, one more thing. I love Hook in this episode, even though he gets like 2 scenes.
What does he do? I forget.
I don't know. He's just like, Emma takes out her childhood box, and like that's when she's looking at the tape, and then Hook's like, "Can I see it? I want to know more about your life." And I'm just like, "You're so adorable in this episode. You're doing well." And I just like how they're kind of still building that relationship, and it's not just like angry makeout time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I want to support you. I see you're having some trouble here. Let me hold on to you. What's going on? I'll deal with you. Oh no, we're finding out some weird stuff. I'm gonna support you through this. Have a drink.
Yeah, that was a pretty good representation.
I really enjoyed it.
What would you grade this episode?
A-.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. A-. The minus for me is just because of the lack of Henry.
And the lack of intertwining with the other 2 plot lines.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So that's pretty good. But that's pretty much it.
That's it. Comment below. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, let us know if you agree, disagree, if we should watch Wonderland, all kinds of stuff.
Tell me if J.J. Abrams is actually a producer, even though I'm going to Google it right after this.
Just let us know how wrong we are. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.